Many people believed the Warriors would take the season off, similar to last year, after the devastating loss of Klay Thompson prior to the season. However, it seems Steve Kerr and company have no intentions of taking another year off, which is evident by their offseason, as they chose to make some win-now moves when they drafted James Wiseman with the second overall pick, and when they traded for Kelly Oubre. If you strictly look at the team stats, Curry is playing out of his mind, Andrew Wiggins is having the best year of his career so far, and Draymond Green is finally starting to get back to his regular self. On a side note, Kelly Oubre has also picked up his play over the past couple weeks after a horrendous start to his season. However, at this point in the season, the Warriors are only one game over 500 and are the 8th seed in the Western Conference. Recently, Steve Kerr decided to switch it up in hopes of improving the Warriors' pitiful defense. However, James Wiseman found himself coming off the bench, which truly makes me wonder. Can the Warriors afford to wait on Wiseman to develop, or is he the reason they will not make the playoffs this year? What's up guys, and welcome back to Hoop City. Today we are focusing on the number 2 overall pick in last year's draft, James Wiseman. Arguably, Wiseman ended up in the best situation. The Golden State Warriors had an immediate need at center, and also had plenty of pieces around him. Overall, James Wiseman has meshed relatively well with the team. It is helpful to have a consistent outside shooting threat, such as Stephen Curry, to loosen up the interior. This has provided James Wiseman with more room to operate. Unfortunately, James Wiseman has gotten off to a bit of a slow start, which really shouldn't be a surprise. And it is clear that he still needs to add a little bit of weight in order to compete with some of the bigger bodies underneath the rim. However, Wiseman being rusty was kind of expected. He only played 3 games in college at the University of Memphis. However, his talent was never questioned or in doubt. The Warriors' chances of making another title are shrinking day by day. And for Wiseman, his learning curve has been expedited more than any other rookie in the league. The new Warriors big man is averaging 12 points and 6 rebounds through the early stages of the year, and his talent has been on true display. However, his consistency, not so much. The best example of this was when Wiseman put up his best game of the season versus the Timberwolves, where he racked up 25 points on a very efficient 9 for 14 shooting, and he also went 3 for 3 from the 3-point range. However, just a few nights earlier, his stats totaled 4 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 fouls in 13 minutes versus the Lakers. And through the early parts of the season, it is a little clear that James Wiseman struggles with fouling and keeping defenders in front of him. The Warriors definitely can't expect Wiseman to be a star right out of the gate, but Steve Kerr and company need him to pick up the pace if they want any chance at being competitive in the Western Conference. With some key injuries to the Portland Trail Blazers and another year of the play-in tournament for the NBA playoffs, the possibility of a playoff seed isn't really out of the realm. Curry has gotten off to a blazing hot start, as the 3-time NBA champion is averaging over 28 points and 6 assists this season. Curry hasn't lost a step at all, and he is encouraging Wiseman and telling him to keep his head up. Earlier this season, Steve Kerr inserted veteran Kevon Looney into the starting lineup, in place of rookie center James Wiseman. The Warriors ended up winning 130-108 over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Kerr said before the game he hoped the move would improve the unit's struggling defense. But after it was over, Kerr said he wasn't tied to the idea of keeping Wiseman, the number 2 overall pick, out of the starting lineup indefinitely. During the game, Wiseman finished with 13 points in 16 minutes, but he played just 5 minutes in the first half. Despite scoring only 2 points, Looney ended up with a plus-minus of plus 21 in 19 minutes. After the game, Steve Kerr spoke on his recent lineup changes and Wiseman's development. "From the beginning, we're trying to win games too," Kerr said, "and so I have to figure out what that means. All it meant tonight was let's start Loon. Let's try to get off to a better start, flip their roles, and I think it worked out well. It doesn't mean I'm going to do this the whole year. It just feels like what I should do right now." I would say that development doesn't equal playing time or vice versa, Kerr said, when asked how difficult it is to balance trying to win while developing a young player such as Wiseman. Development is really something that is. It's tougher to define. It's really about understanding the game, learning the game. Sometimes you can learn by observing from the bench a little bit. We're figuring out creative ways to try to teach him in practice sessions between games. His development is happening all the time. He's working every day with Teo Robertson and Chris DeMarco, watching tape, individual workouts, 3-on-3, so it's really a whole process. The Warriors selected Wiseman over LaMelo Ball, a move that many still discuss to this day, but the talent level is through the roof for the big man. If Wiseman can learn from this group of talented players and apply it, the Warriors could be a legitimate threat come playoff time. But that's a lot to expect from a rookie. I can't remember too many 19-year-olds anchoring a championship run. So even if this season is a wash for the Warriors, it is not a total loss, and only a year of development for Wiseman, whose potential is truly unknown at this point. And the sky is truly the limit for this guy. It's just going to take some time for things to click. However, with Steph's championship window beginning to draw nearer to a close, the Warriors must act fast if they truly want to compete again. But anyways guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.